Owen Abbas saying here from FightHype.com, and I'm here with, man, you told me yesterday you were going to do something crazy in this press conference and you pulled it off. Talk to me about that. Adam Moralee, David Haye's lawyer, first of all, talk to me about what we just seen in that press conference.
Yeah, so Monday kind of went a bit wrong. Obviously wanted to give it back to the Liverpool crowd, but it was a bit embarrassing really, and everyone had a go at me. So I thought, who could I get to support me? You know, who would support Will? And so I gave Jay a call, my old mate, and and Joe Joyce. I got Joe Joyce. Don't need Jay. Gave Jay a call and he turned up today, and yeah, terrific bloke, James Buckley, came in to do it. Saw the joke, thought it was funny. I thought it was hilarious when he actually went up to Bellew and offered him out. Bellew refused to stand up to him. He didn't know what to say, totally threw him off, and it shows that I think a lot of what Tony says is scripted, and then when you hit him with something all the time, kind of went quiet. So that shut him up for a bit, and then it was like a 2-minute delay, and then he was back up and running. The same insults, the same stuff. Boring. So yeah, it was an interesting little stunt.
Let me just talk about that Liverpool press conference. You broke the internet, man. You actually broke the internet. Everywhere I was looking, there was the video of you and that rant and that speech, whatever you want to call it. But I've got to respect you for that. You know what that reminded me of? When Conor McGregor fought Floyd Mayweather, and the Showtime executive Stephen Espinosa got up and he got labelled Weasel. Since then, everyone's known him. And from this speech that you did, everyone knows you've made yourself that sort of name. What? Talk to me about that one as well.
Well, I think the similarities are it was pretty embarrassing and humiliating. I mean, it was never intentionally meant to be like that. I did want to turn it up a bit. That's not my natural personality. I did want to turn it up a bit. You want to create a bit more noise, create a bit more hype. And then there was one guy at TalkSport actually called Michael Benson. I don't know where he is. I want to meet him. He was the guy that posted it, like, this is the most cringeworthy rubbish I've ever seen in my life or something. And then everyone I've ever known, ever met, my mum and dad, I mean, look, they're all ashamed of me. Apart from all the people who are sending me death threats, they're not ashamed of me. So yeah, it was like an unmitigated disaster. So it was all right. And hopefully I'll push the fight. And you know, we're looking forward to good things on Saturday night. Really looking forward to good things.
Let me just get a bit serious with you now. Let's talk about the fight. Obviously, you're David's lawyer. First of all, let me ask you, what do you actually do for David?
Yeah, so I help David. I've been a lawyer involved in boxing for about 19 years. That's Derek Chisora causing trouble, I think. I've been a lawyer in boxing for 19 years. I help David with his fights, with organising the fights, with the contractual details about it, with finding opponents, with matchmaking. With Joe, I'm actually his manager. But with David, I'm just his lawyer, because David doesn't really need a manager. David does everything himself. He needs some fine details, some fine-tuning on stuff, and he needs me for that. But with Joe, it's a bit different. It's much more an overall management, looking after Joe, looking after his brand, looking after everything. And I'm really excited about Joe. I know this is an interview about Joe, but he's amazing, and I can't wait for him to fight Lemieux on Saturday night.
Give me a prediction on both fights. How do you see the David Haye versus Tony Bellew fight go? And also Joe Joyce fight Leroy Thomas. Give me your prediction on both fights.
2 seconds. Sorry, mate. Yeah, so Saturday night, let's start with Joe first. Joe Joyce, Leroy Thomas. See you later. I think Joe's 50-1 on to win that fight, which I think is incredible odds for someone who's in their 4th professional fight. 50-1 on against the Commonwealth champion Leroy Thomas, who's a slick southpaw. I find that incredible. I mean, I think Joe's incredible, but 50-1 on. I mean, I think when he feels Joe's power, he's going to realise it's a very, very different fight to Dave Allen. I think Joe will finish him early within the first 5 rounds. I don't know, I mean, I was sat ringside on March the 4th. David had a terrible build-up. I knew that, but I still thought he had enough to beat Tony. I think Tony looks light. He looks slick. I thought he was going to run, but I don't think he is now. I think he's got too much heart. I think it's probably the best game plan for him to run, but I don't think his heart will let him do that. I think he's going to stand and try and take the centre of the ring and try and fight. And my heart says David early stoppage within 5. My head says Bellew's got unbelievable heart and balls. I think he's got a half decent chin. I think this could go to maybe a late stoppage.
Adam, Moralee, thank you very much for talking to FightHype.com. Appreciate that. Thank you.